Hello everyone, and welcome to a very late and delayed another episode of Helen's Little Lottie. My name is Helen. I'm sitting not in the jungle, as you might well think. This is the Little Lottie. It has been basically abandoned over the last couple of months. Now my cat and my dog are fighting in the garden, which is probably the sound you can hear. Surrounded by caterpillar infested overgrown broccoli, tomatoes, pumpkin vines, old beans that have just been left to sort of rot basically. I love this space during the summer. I was in and out here all the time just getting vegetables and things that I wanted, which was lovely. Then we had this massive infestation of caterpillars, which was horrendous. I'll put in a video of what happened there, and because I was so blasé about covering everything, thinking, no, I'll be fine. Oh, look at the lovely butterflies. Aren't the butterflies pretty? Aren't they lovely? No, they're not lovely because they put caterpillars everywhere. So then I half covered it. I basically gutted everything that was infested and covered it, and then we were okay. And then in a few storms and things, it's just kind of blown off and I've left it. So basically this is just a jungle now, and I wasn't going to film anything, obviously knowing I have to clear this, but I love people's like autumn tidy up videos and things, and their autumn clear ups with their allotments and things. I love watching them, so I wanted to do the same. And basically I'm just going to put you on a time lapse, and then I might do a little bit of a voice over it, so there's not too much like editing and things like that to worry about. I've got like randomly another pumpkin growing because the vines have just gone on so long. There's a lot of spiders' webs. There's probably a few tomatoes and a few bits I can still harvest, which is great. There's just a lot of tidying up, So I'm going to put a lot of things in sacks, which then I can transfer into my compost bin. I'll chop it all down and put it in my compost bin, but really I just want kind of a blank canvas, so then I can work out what I can grow. So the sun's right in my eyes now. So then I can work out what I'm going to grow over the winter period, because we're coming to the end of October now. The sun has come out, which is lovely, and the reason I came out here originally is because it was so overcast and grey, and I was like, oh, it's a perfect autumn day for this, but the sun's coming out, which is lovely. But yeah, I've got a lot now to tidy up, so I'm going to stop waffling and on we get. Okay, so I'm making an executive decision about these Brussels sprouts. I really do want to be able to grow Brussels sprouts, but because they haven't been covered, the top parts are all covered in things they shouldn't be. So there are loads and loads of Brussels sprouts on all of these trying to grow. So I'm going to cut the tops off. I'm going to recover them, take out any of the weeds. So we've got things like, we can't do it backwards, random weeds over here. I'm going to take those out and cover them up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I might actually get some Brussels sprouts for Christmas. Okay, so far it doesn't look like I've done very much. I'll turn you around so you can see. So I've taken everything off that archway. I've moved the pumpkin vine, moved a couple of potato sacks, cleared a little bit out of the carrots, but they're actually okay. That's a second sowing and they're doing fine. The parsnips are absolutely fine. I mean, they're all hanging over, but they are fine. I've just taken out like the big one that was going to seed. I've cleared up all this now, so there is just 1, 2, 3, 4 not broccoli, sorry, 4 Brussels sprout plants left. I've managed to kind of net this over. I just need to cut all this excess really and store it. So the next thing now is tackling all of this. This is where you're going to see the big difference, I think. So I thought I'd just stop for a minute, and because I'm hot, oh, it's horrible thorns. Talked about the thorns in the summer. It just grows from the alleyway at the side. It's a nightmare. I just thought I'd take a minute just to talk about how the growing this year has impacted what I want to grow and how I want to grow next year. It will look better than this. I will take care of it. You know, life got in the way and I was enjoying life. This was doing its own thing. I've decided that although the strawberries will probably still stay over here, I will have things like my broccolis and cauliflowers and Brussels sprouts over this side this year. Next growing year. And all my tall things, thorns, like tomatoes and beans and sunflowers. They're going to go along back. It gets just as much sun. But what's happened is they've just continuously blocked the strawberries, and I haven't had a single strawberry. So that's very frustrating. So that's going to be my change. And the thing I've loved without a doubt growing, as I do every year that I grow them, is pumpkins. And although my Jack B Littles turned out to be Jack B Huges, somehow I loved watching them grow and evolve. And to be honest, if I had the space, I'd just grow pumpkins. That's it. But I don't. But I have loved growing the pumpkins I've grown. I did get, I don't know if I have a photo of this, but I did get 2 amazing, really big cucumbers, and they were amazing. I was so proud of them, and I got 1 from each of the baskets. Probably not the best way to grow them, so I think I'll find something else to grow in those baskets next year. Maybe it's just going to be flowers, I don't know. But yeah, so there will be a change around. But over in this corner, this side, worked really well for the pumpkins, and I think that's well, they'll probably grow next year. Although I'll probably only just plant 1, or maybe 2 smaller varieties, because they were just competing with each other continuously. But yeah, so that worked really well, and the carrots and everything worked really well. The potatoes in the bags worked really well. I actually have loads of potatoes to harvest. But yeah, so it's just a switch of where the taller items are going to go next year. And now I best get on with this. Oh, well, I feel like a broken woman. I keep looking back at the time lapses and they're like a minute and something. I'm just like, it's taken me like 2 hours. So yeah, I accidentally cut what I thought was the other pumpkin root, but turned out to be onto this. I've left the stalk as long as I possibly can. I'll leave it out here and we'll just kind of see what happens to it really. It might ripen by itself. It is starting to mottle already, so hopefully it will be one last pumpkin to add to the patch, which will be great. I'm going to call that a day for now. That's been a massive job and I'm so pleased it's done. There's way too much to put in my compost bin, so I'll end up putting it in the green, but in the green waste at the tip. But it does look a lot cleaner and clearer, so I'm very, very pleased. The next job will be the greenhouse and then working out what I probably should have already planted. Hello. Right. You're not normally in here, are you? You're a good boy. But thank you for watching. And I'll try not to leave it so long next time. Take care. Bye. There's a pumpkin. You can't have that one though. Well, you can't have any of them, actually, to be fair, right now. Not until after Halloween. Come on then. Come on.